Shut up and sit down.
Oh, hello and welcome to a North Wales side-by-side video. You're probably all now aware that in Wales we now have, and it's been running for 2 days, our new 20-mile-an-hour speed limit in place. Saturday night I posted a little video. It wasn't the video I was actually intending to make. I was going to do the speed limiter video, and it's the one where I posted the frustrated driver, and it's created rather a lot of hate comments against the way I did the video. If you watch the video, and at the point that the car overtakes me, I read the letters but not the numbers off a number plate. Well, this hasn't gone down very well with a couple of people. They don't like it. They didn't like it. Oh, what I'm getting at in the video is this gentleman now is very, very unhappy with me because he's now probably sent me 20 or 30 messages, and he's not very happy that none of his comments are making it through to the comments section. I'm not allowing his comments because they're abusive through to the comments section. I'm just deleting the messages. They're not making it through because they're not fit to go into the comments section. Now, I want comments that are constructive, where a discussion can start, which 99.99% of the comments are constructive comments, and I like them because a conversation can start, a discussion can start between other channel members, other channel subscribers. What this gentleman is forgetting is I'm in control of this channel. It's my channel. It's not upsetting me in any respect. Don't worry about that. But he's got quite abusive now because I'm not allowing any of his comments through. They're not fit. They're not nice comments. You don't want to read them. And his biggest gripe is, I read a registration out. Like I said, I only read the letters, not the numbers. And he doesn't like that one little bit. But I did that for a reason. I'm not grassing somebody in for something they've done where they've made a mistake. I'm not going to do that. That's not what the channel's about. I'm not out here to say, you've done something wrong, you're now in trouble. I'm not doing that. It's not the way I work. I'm making a mess here. So I've got nothing against anybody making me a constructive comment. By all means, carry on commenting on the videos. If you don't like something in the video, if you're going to comment, which I hope you are, make it a constructive comment with your reasons why you don't like something I've said or something I've done. I've got absolutely no bones with comments like that, as long as they're not rude, aggressive. That's what I don't want. I don't want horrible comments. like that. That I want to think of comments in this respect. If you're going to make a comment, make it a comment that you wouldn't mind your child to read, so they can understand it and understand what's going on. Being abusive, swearing, being horrible, that doesn't cut it with me, and it never will. Because when you get to that point, what you're showing is a lack of intelligence. If you can't make a constructive argument, then just don't bother commenting. It's that simple. Just don't bother. That way, you're not going to upset anybody. I'm not going to upset anybody by arguing with you, but I'm not going to bother doing that anyhow. Because like I say, I control the channel, I control the comments, and if I don't like a comment, the way it's worded, I find it offensive, that comment is not making it onto the channel. It isn't going to happen. Because I want to think that anybody can watch the channel, any age, and not be offended by anything that's said. Because I watch a lot of YouTube channels, and I've watched this happen to lots and lots of channels where somebody started being abusive. I think they're trolls. I just think they're out there to cause grief and try and upset YouTube creators. I think that's what their whole game is, upset us. I'm afraid it's not working, mister. You're not going to upset me. And you're not going to upset any of my channel members, any of my subscribers. Because your comments are not going to make it to that point. Because I review every single comment. And if it does take me a little while to get to a comment you've passed, then I do apologise for that. Because you wouldn't believe the amount of comments some of the videos create. And it can take me just as long to go through all the comments and answer them as it can do sometimes to create a video. So for me to go out and make a video, normally I'm out in the car, unless I've planned a video and I'm going out and I've got something I want to show you, well then that's a planned video. There's a lot of videos that are done off the cuff. They're done whilst I'm out in the car. I see a video opportunity, camera comes out, camera set up quickly, and I'll make the video. Them videos are literally off the cuff. I never script a video either. What I say is what I say. I don't sit there thinking, oh, I'm going to make this video today. I'm going to say this. I'm going to say that. There is no script. Never ever will I script a video. I just find you script a video, it becomes a little bit on the false side. So whatever I say, it's come straight out of my mouth. And that's how it is. If I've got something wrong, tell me I've done something wrong. Tell me I've got a bit of information wrong. I'll correct it. I'll correct it in a comment. Or I'll even go back and re-edit the video. Because I'm not perfect. I'm not perfect at all. I'm a human being. None of us are perfect. I don't care what you think. Nobody's perfect. We've all got flaws. We all make mistakes. If you made a mistake, admit to it, say sorry, go back and learn from it. It's called life. We can't go through life and not make mistakes, because if you don't make mistakes in life, you don't learn. And if you don't learn, then it's pointless carrying on with life. You've got to learn by all the mistakes you make in your life. That's what life's about. It's one big learning curve. Everything you do, from the day you're born to the day you pass away, if you don't learn something new every day, you're doing something wrong. I learn new skills and new ways of doing things. I have conversations with different people every day. Some of them are constructive, some of them are not. I put my point of view across. If they don't agree with it, we'll stand, we'll have a discussion. I love that. I think it's absolutely brilliant. But you might learn something whilst you've got that mindset where I don't like this, I don't like that, I don't like this, I don't agree with that. But they might have a perfectly legitimate reason for believing the way they believe. And sometimes there's an element of truth in what other people believe. And sometimes you can learn something from them. You might be able to use a little bit of the information they've given you and think, do you know what? That person's got a point. What he's just come out and said, no, I didn't agree with him. But when you sit back and look at it, you think, do you know what? He's absolutely bang on. You might not agree with everything, but bits of the conversation, bits of the argument, well, I wouldn't call it an argument, it's a discussion. I don't like arguing. But you might learn something from them. So don't knock them. Accept what they've said. If you've got a constructive comment to make it. If you've got no constructive comment to make, just don't bother saying anything. It's much easier. Just go away and have a think about what they said. And you might come round and you might think, you know what? Yep, guy's got a point. Okay, I'll change the way I'm doing this. I'll change the way I'm doing that. I won't look at it this way anymore. And you might learn something. I've had my 2 pennies worth now. The gentleman who is annoyed with me knows who he is. I know he does, and I'm probably going to get more comments off him as time goes by. But I guarantee you're not going to see any of his comments unless they're legitimate comments that are not going to upset anybody. Because I control this channel and I control what goes in the comments. So remember, it's my channel and I let through what I want to let through, and 99% of the comments get through, and they get through for a good reason. They're constructive, they're educational, and they're good comments. So don't be scared to comment, because 99% of them, I'll say, will get through. There's lots and lots of people out there who watch the channel, and I really do appreciate everything you say about the channel. I think it's brilliant that we can have that interaction. Absolutely amazing. And I know a lot of you enjoy the Yaris content. The Yaris content is what got the channel going, really, to the point where I could monetize it. If it hadn't have been for my GR Sport and making the tips and tricks series, I wouldn't be in the position I am now, where YouTube bought the MR2. YouTube's buying all the components for Project Padfoot. I'd be doing all this out of my own pocket. It's you lot I've got to thank. I couldn't be doing it without all of you, without all the likes, without all the comments, because that's what gets me my views, my content, and makes me feel like, you know what, this is well worth doing. Because sometimes you think, I'm getting nowhere with this channel, it's not making me any money, am I wasting my time, is it a good idea to do this? And you could just walk away from it and say, stuff it. But I decided I wouldn't do that. I thought, I'll stick at it. I'll just carry on doing what I'm doing and what I'm doing best, and try and find a subject that people were interested in, that people wanted to know about. And I'm lucky. I found a subject. It's called the Yaris Hybrid. And there's a lot of people out there who are a bit daunted by the fact that these little cars that we're running around in are so technically advanced. And the handbook is a pile of rubbish. The handbook is awful. That's what got me into doing the tips and tricks series. I just needed to put it into a video format to try and make it easier for people to understand how these little cars work. Because there's a lot of stuff in the tips and tricks videos that's not even in the handbook. And I've already had an admission off 8.0 to dealership, where if somebody goes into the garage or the dealership and asks a question, they're like, well, they don't know. But what they're directing them to is my channel, because I've got quite a few Toyota technicians and Toyota salesmen that are using the channel for that purpose, to learn. So when somebody does walk in and go, right, I don't know how to do this, can you help me? Because that's what people are expecting. They're hoping that they can go get an answer from a dealership. And sometimes the dealerships can't help you. Tips and tricks can. Tips and tricks will help you. There's lots of information in the tips and tricks series, more than people realise. I know some of my videos can be really, really long and a bit long-winded, but they're done at a certain speed, and I do things multiple times, so you can keep watching it and watching it. And visual learning is a lot easier than reading a book, because you can sit there with your phone in the car. Right, how did he do that? How did he do this? Right, I'll sit here, watch the video in the car with my phone or my tablet. Let's see if I can figure it out. And they'll sit there. I've watched my dad do it, to be honest. They'll sit in the car trying to figure something out, rather than ask me. He'll sit in the car and he'll watch the video, and I think, what's he doing? And 3 or 4 minutes later, he'll come out and he goes, I've just watched this video, he says, or I've watched that video, because I wanted to know, how do I do this? How do I do that? And that's what he's been doing. He's been sitting watching videos, trying to figure things out. And he's learning as he's going along. Every time he finds something new, he'll sit and watch the video. A couple of the videos have actually been My dad asking me questions and saying, how do I do this? How do I do that? I can't find it on the channel. And I'm like, you know what, I haven't done that. So that gives me an idea for a video. So if any of you out there are struggling with something that's not been covered in tips and tricks already, please, will you, if you've made it this far into the video, will you put it in a comment for me, please? And let me do the research on the problem. Let me make you the video on the problem. Let me find my solution that I can pass on to you, or all of you. Because I'm sure there are things I still haven't covered. In fact, I know there's probably things I still haven't covered. But I don't know what they are yet. Because the car is so complicated in the respect of operation, what it can do, and that. I can't have found everything yet. So, if there's anything you need to know, please, 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 let me know, put it in a comment. And congratulations if you've made it this far into this video. Because this video wasn't intended to be this long, it was just a quick video to say I'm in control of the channel. No abusive comments, because they won't get through. That was all it was going to be about. And I've just ranted on whilst I've been painting that hub. Anyhow, please like, please consider subscribing, and thank you for listening to another one of my rants. Thank you very much.